As blue skies fade into gray, many people are beginning to feel the pangs of a seasonal depression we call PMSS, post-motorcycle season syndrome. PMSS does not discriminate among its victims. It attacks people of all ages, ethnicities, and backgrounds. The only two traits common among those who suffer from this condition are 1. A strong enthusiasm for motorcycles, and 2. Residency in a climate zone with a cold season.
How do you know if your loved ones suffer from PMSS? Early signs are subtle and easily overlooked. Wistful peeks beneath a tarp or into the corner of the garage, sometimes for hours on end. Brief enthusiasm at the sound of a wailing motor, followed by a crushing sense of disappointment when the snowblower comes into view. A tendency to lean into the turns whenever your car starts to spin on the icy roads. In severe cases, symptoms are nearly impossible to ignore. Playing motorcycle-themed video games for hours might be a normal way to fend off cabin fever. If you're wearing your leathers and a helmet while you play these games, however, you are most likely suffering from PMSS.
A stack of motorcycle magazines and catalogs in the restroom is a perfectly normal, healthy thing. Laminating favorite pages and posting them on the shower wall, however, may indicate a problem.
Screaming the name of a favorite supermodel during an intimate moment is both humiliating and boorish, but not a side effect of PMSS. If you're shouting out the name of a favorite model of motorcycle during this intimate moment, well, that could indicate a problem.
Taking your child's Christmas gift bike outside and racing down the paved drive, past banks of snow, with a playing cart tucked between the spokes. That's cool. It's a silly sweet moment of nostalgia, tangled with the joy of the holidays. Tangled, like your goofy butt will be, if you missed a patch of ice while you were shoveling. Ruining your child's Christmas gift bike, by trying to drill screws into the tires so you could go ice racing? PMSS.
Watching your favorite motorcycle movies. Easy Rider, on any Sunday, World's Fastest Indian, etc. For hours on end is perfectly normal. Shedding a tear just indicates that you are a sensitive and passionate individual, and is nothing to be ashamed of. Sobbing openly and uncontrollably every time Fonzie rolls into view on late-night reruns of Happy Days may indicate some pretty serious problems, though.
How do I know so much about PMSS? I am not a doctor. I hold no psychology degrees. I don't even own a bike anymore. I am, however, a sufferer of PMSS big time. In fact, I suffer so much that I make my whole family suffer with me. Mine seems to coincide with the last races in the flat track motorcycle series, national and local, we attend. I never realized I had a problem until this year.
Chu was sitting on the couch, reading Greg Pearson's awesome book, when I began the intervention. I told him we needed to talk about his problem.
Problem? What problem? I was puzzled.
Denial. Textbook symptom.
I was shocked. Offended, even. Hey, look, I snapped. I may get a little moody at times. But it's strictly hormonal. I'm in my 50s, you know. Maybe I'm starting male menopause.
Rationalizing and making excuses for symptoms. That's another one. It's on a list.
List? There's a list.
Honey, you've begun referring to the highways by the number plates of flat track racers.
I do not.
What routes do we take when we leave Chuville and head west?
That's easy. We take Jeffrey Carver over to Brian Smith. I mean, 23 to 42. That isn't fair. You tricked me.
Blaming others. That is on the list too. I understand you've named some of our new chickens. What did you name them?
You know their names. Harley, Trump, Duck, and Taco are the roosters. Susie, Yammer, Beamer, Cow, and Beezer are the hens.
You forgot Norton, KTM and Honda.
Okay, fine. You win. We can talk about this later. I have to go feed the chickens.
Avoidance. On the list.
You know, this list thing is really starting to bug me.
We've let this go for too long. Last week was the final straw. When you crushed that popkin and started walking around, with it stuck on your foot.
I used to do that as a kid.
In the house?
It makes a cool clanking noise.
In your boss's house?
I miss the clank. How do you know so much about this PMSS stuff anyway?
Because I have it, too.
So, when you were mowing the lawn last summer, and I saw you putting your foot down as you turned the corners, and when you blew past the neighbor, on his mower, at the property line, the way you pumped your fist in the air, and tried to spray a rooster tail of lawn clippings. Wow.
But, over time, I've come to understand this disorder, and deal with it. You can, too. You just need to remember, it'll be springtime before you know it. The snow will thaw, the ice will melt, and the motorcycles will return before the geese have even started back north.
Hey, Mia. Why don't you go burn us some popcorn? I will put in the movie on any Sunday.
And that is when we knew we would make it through the winter just fine.
Want showing up on any Sunday at a time.